Yo, it's Dr. Life in the business of saving lives. First responder, responding to man-made disasters. Disaster relief services. That's the word I want you to hear. Disaster relief services. You know, when people get hit with disasters, Hurricane Katrina, our people have been taught to look to FEMA. Disaster relief services is what I'm talking to y'all about. Our people have been taught in the U.S. to look to FEMA, and every time they let you down. Every time they let you down. New Orleans, they let you down. Puerto Rico, they let you down. Somehow our people think that the only place to look, disaster relief services. The only first responders that our people have been trained who do search and rescue. The only people, our people act like the only people they know to call on is 911. That's the only protect and serve out here. Yeah, so how far has that got you? And I'm going to say something to my peoples right now who've taken oaths of service. You get to choose how you serve. You get to choose who you serve. You get to choose your commander-in-chief. Don't nobody force you to take an oath. You choose to take an oath. Whatever oath you choose and whatever type of service you choose to do, you choose. And when you claim to be serving God's children, you better get your service right. There's only one person who gonna come and say, well done, my good and faithful servants. You have been faithful over a few things. Now come be ruler over many. There is only one way to be ruler. It's service. And if you take an oath to protect and serve, and if it's under the umbrella of the wrong commander-in-chief, if it's an oath to serve under the wrong shield, he said put on the whole armor of God. And there's a shield in the armor of God. You can't confuse the shield to disarm the fiery darts of the enemy with the shield of any other counterfeit protected service outfit. So I'm here to help save. I'm even on the unnatural man-made disaster of our brothers and sisters choosing to serve under the wrong uniforms, choosing to serve under the wrong oaths. I'm here to, we are disaster relief services. Listen, man. He said, I will always provide a way of escape. So our people like backing themselves in the corners. Then they use an excuse. They use the corner as the excuse for not to go in another direction. They're like, yo, I got a wife, I got children. My whole profession is tied up in this oath of service to this counterfeit. Yo, he said, I will always provide a way of escape. I will always, Nicodemus, provide a way for you to be born again and come up out of them Pharisees and Sadducees that ain't got nothing to do with me. Trust me. Rich young ruler, I will always provide a way of escape for you to change uniforms and get off the wrong team and get on the right team. This is your last opportunity, y'all. This y'all last opportunity. I don't care if y'all on the police service. I don't care if y'all in the U.S. military service. Listen, this is the last chance you're going to get to convert your income. To convert your income. To convert your service from the counterfeit. Listen, they couldn't continue to kill our people if our people wasn't propping them up. They could not continue to operate. The only reason why these marauders continue to operate is because God's children is still among them. Y'all the only reason why they still crushing our children and our babies. We got gatekeepers on the wall. that protect and serve and prevent the enemies from destroying God's children. You ain't got to be on the wrong team. And you ain't got to take no oath. You ain't got to be initiated. You ain't got to join no lodges. You ain't got to join no brotherhoods. You ain't got to have no fraternal order of police to become, to matriculate unto the highest ranks of the U.S. military service. You ain't got to join them brotherhoods. You got to do that over there. You ain't got to do that over here. All you got to do is let your yay be yay and your nay be nay. Listen, I'm trying to tell y'all. When I talk to my brothers and sisters, I'm talking about a brotherhood. Ready and willing, doing only God's service. Ready and willing, doing only God's service. If you need an example in the streets, the low lifes. The low lifes. Paul said, I'm all things to all people. I promise you. In our day, we all things to all people, yo. The lowlifes took a stand in Brooklyn and Trenton, New Jersey, when these individuals came and tried to use rap music to make fashion statement and profit off of fashion statements, and use the individuals who they exploiting, who are the heart and soul and the images in the face of rap music. They wanted to put their clothes on rap music, but because they labeled the same individuals that they wanted to put to make the profit off of animals, it came out as Ralph Lauren. You go online, you can see Ralph Lauren like, yo, we don't want them wearing our clothing. This is for high society. Oh, but yeah, first person you come out and get is my man from Brooklyn, Tyson Beckford. Tyson Beckford. Soon as you want the community to be represented, Ralph Lauren come and put Tyson Beckford face all over the world. You don't want them wearing the clothes? We responded on the streets. No, we didn't respond like the civil rights movement. No, we weren't coming singing Kumbaya. We like, you gonna put Macy's in our hood? You gonna tell us you want to make money off of our brothers and sisters who go to work and come in here and spend money with you, but you don't want us to wear it? All right. If you could take their money, we could take the clothes. The low lives. Wasn't no initiation though. Wasn't no initiation. We was just taking a stand. Like, oh, you want to use us to make billions of dollars around the world and then play us and discard us like waste? This is about a hate waste fast. So I was in Chicagoland. I'm telling y'all, if y'all in the military, I'm about to tell y'all about a gold mine in our communities. The gold mine is every slum that they created. They created the slums. They created the Bronx. They created Trenton, New Jersey. Reg Moore, shout out. We talked about you all weekend, baby boy. Me, Ed Turner, Dave Graham. Yo, Ed Turner still hooping. We about to put some hooping together, Reg. We about to get y'all boys from the East Coast, you, Jay, Skip Peace, all of the riders from the East Coast. Ed Turner, Dave Grant, they gonna get all of the riders from Chi-Town. We about to turn it up. But the rest of y'all who don't know what I'm talking about, I'm about to give y'all a glimpse into it. Listen, man. There's some dudes out here. I've been blessed to be able to navigate between both worlds. A quote-unquote church work. My pops was plucked out of the streets of Trenton, New Jersey, and was called to ministry. So because my father answered that call and he raised us up under the shadow of that call, our heritage and legacy in that call is real. It's authentic. There's nothing counterfeit about it. It's genuine. I'm not denying it. I don't knock it. I claim it. We run with it. That's what it is. But at the same time, the streets where we were called from, the family members the neighborhood, the environment, the artificial man-made disasters that was created to destroy us. I happen to just be in the generation that was not supposed to make it. Understand, the baby boomers wanted to wipe out Generation X so that they could totally control the millennial and the homeland generation. The baby boomers are your Trumps, your George W. Bushes and all of that. And when you join these brotherhoods and you claim protect and serve, and there's a king, a commander-in-chief that says, well done, my good and faithful servant. Y'all understand, on the same opposite side, he's separated. He put the goats on the other side. His faithful servants was on one side. He had that to say about them. But yo, who is in the group that's the goats? The goats are the unfaithful servants. The goats are who those who he could not say, you have been faithful. And remember, there is a spiritual component to that group of goats. Many will come in my name, saying all manner of things in my name, saying I served as a police officer. I served as a Marine in the U.S. Marine Corps. I served as a U.S. Navy SEAL. Listen, man. By their fruits ye shall know them. And in this day and age, if y'all can't tell the difference between these organizations who have demonstrated their fruit from the time they've been on this thing, and if you still running around here allowing them to get up on these stations and say, yo, there's always a few bad. Yo, they got an oath. Ain't no few bad apples. When you got an oath, that's who you are. The blue wall of silence. Get out of here, man. Y'all not about to get no credibility when we've been out here serving. Crazy. Listen. We say the same thing to y'all that we say to our boys on the streets, our girls on the streets, that we get to transform. We ain't accepting no excuses from them, so we ain't accepting no excuses from y'all who claim to be professionals. If your service ain't right, if your fruit don't match, listen, man, you're not faithful. So, I'm with Eddie Turner, Dave Grant. We go to Chicago for a wedding. Now listen, man, I want y'all to know. The reason y'all believe Chicago is a killing field, a slaughterhouse, because there are 6 entities that benefit from you believing it. I'm going to show you what true service is about. Let me show you 6 entities that benefit. Profit. They benefit from the story. They benefit from you programming and believing the narrative. They benefit because by beholding you become changed. Just like Ralph Lauren benefited by painting a negative picture in the verbal assault that he did towards our people, but cashed out when our people was programmed to just be consumers. That's all we know. And if your service ain't attached to giving our people their identity back, if your service ain't attached to giving our people their royal heritage and legacy back, if your service ain't attached to I came that you might have life and have it abundantly, yo, we the greatest coaches in the world. Yeah, I'm talking about hooping. Reg Moore, Jay Moore, they could tell you. They could tell you. In order for a legacy to live on, somebody got to come later and continue. Listen, these is all squads, championship squads. I played on, I've coached all my life. All my life. When I say have life coaching, first person I ever seen in my life under 6 foot flying in the rafters. R.A.W.D.O.G.S. R.A.W.D.O.G.S, hands down, Brick City, Newark, New Jersey. Flying in the rafters. Under 6 foot, way under 6 feet tall. Man, I used to come up to Palm Forge Academy with my sister. I'm in 6th grade, 7th grade. I used to see Jay Moore, Reggie's brother, Skip Peace. Skip Peace. Oh my God. Wait till, yo. Listen. And when them dudes moved on, I made sure. And when you came to Palm Forge Academy, when you came to Allegheny's conference, you seen people flying in the rafters, homie. I made sure. Whenever the Falcon went anywhere, oh, it wasn't no dip off, wasn't no drop off. But somehow, some way, our people, somehow, some way, our people don't know how to follow a blueprint and stick to the script. Somehow, some way, our people who blessed to go into and see stuff going on where it ain't happening nowhere else in the world. Y'all already know it ain't nowhere else in the world where you got African American, high school age, men and women, co-ed, boarding academy, exposed to thus saith the Lord, coming from real urban environments and transforming with the thus saith the Lord, but still walking out into the community as not only a representative of thus saith the Lord, but a representative. This is the most important thing that y'all bougie so-called spiritual following in the Pharisees narrative, y'all forget. That's why the slums never benefit. The slums never benefit from y'all getting thus saith the Lord. Never. The only reason why he allowed you to get thus saith the Lord, so that you could go and understand and remember, yo, you represent somewhere that you came from, clown. The transformation that you went through was not for you. Everybody in the hood can't come through these doors. Everybody who groomed you and put you in a position, who gave you the pedigree to be able to fly in the rafters, how dare you go into a special little area, grab up all of the benefits of that area, and then roll off into the sunset? Once again, I question my people. What's your plan for the R.A.W.D.O.G.S? What's your plan? What's your plan? If you got a plan, for your wife first, if you got a plan for your shorty first, if you got a plan for your wallet and your pocketbook first, if you got a plan for your professional matriculation into getting some title that you're chasing so that your peers will acknowledge you, if that's top billing, you ain't faithful servant. I can tell you right now. And you can get everything that's in your plan. And I'm telling you right now, because he the same yesterday, today, and forever, you're going to be standing on the side of the goats. And I'm going to show you the 6 people that have invested in making sure that you are a GOAT with them. Here go a man, 87 years old, Clive Davis, American Record Company executive. Clive Davis, 87 years old. Columbia Records, remember that, Columbia Records, remember, Columbia, Clive Davis, 87. All of the images that you see, all of the fashion, everything, Hollywood, everything, all these music videos, all that, 87 years old, Clive Davis, Columbia Records, remember it. Clive Davis, 87, Columbia Records. I'll give you another one. Lawyer Cohen. Lawyer Cohen. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let you see a picture. See that face? That's Lawyer Cohen. 59 years old. So when I talk to my peoples, Jay Moore, Reg Moore, when I talk to Dave Graham and Eddie Turner, when I sit down with Eddie Turner and them, listen, man, if these clowns out here think they gonna control the images of our community, if these clowns out here think they gonna artificially manufacture a social justice reform movement around Jay-Z and Meek Mill's puppets, that they, if these clowns, and that's what they think they're gonna use Donald Trump and Colin Kaepernick and Nike and Jay-Z and Rockneck. They think they don't control these blocks. They want to control the block. I'm gonna tell you how they got you believing. How they got you believing that they control everything, and how they turned you into a consumer of all of the lies that they done told you. I'm gonna show you how they got you. Y'all ready? And I'm gonna show you the difference between where you are right now and where you can be and should be when you join this team. And I'm gonna show you that it's going to only be insanity for you to stay where you are and not join this team of Have Life Coaching. What I'm talking about is in Chicagoland. So these 6 individuals, these 6 families paint a picture of Chicagoland. But what I'm telling you is, when I went to Chicagoland and I took the God-given talents and abilities to step on any football field and dominate, step on any basketball, I'm talking about at the highest levels, high school, college, NFL. And the pipeline has not stopped in my family bloodline. I still got nephews right now, headed off all over the country, college. Headed to the NFL. That ain't nothing like, we not impressed. Eddie Turner got a house full of young shorties. New Orleans Saints. Professional hockey players. We don't do nothing but breathe the engine that fuels the global economy. But because these 6 individuals have programmed y'all to consume and waste, and we've been going into these same environments. Because I learned as a little 4th, 5th grader, 6th grader. Once I saw something and said I was going to do it, sure enough, by my 10th grade year at Pine Forge Academy, yo, I was playing on varsity basketball, flying in the rafters. And in my generation, everybody coming after me. They couldn't do nothing but say the same thing that I said about Skip Peace, Reg Moore, Jay Moore, Kevin Sampson, Darwin Lyles, Troy Rory, Brian Street. That's the other thing. Those of us who do this, like we are walking almanac of what it takes to be great. Because before there was an internet, there was no internet around. There was no video around. I had to study Kevin Sampson live, real time. I had to study Reg Moore and Jay Moore live in real time. And I had to go out to the park in real time by memory. Because I put it into the atmosphere. Yo, if Skip laying out like that, yo, I'ma lay out like that. And all my life, whenever I've been saying, yo, I'm gonna do that, and done it. So I don't let nobody tell us what our community is. I don't let nobody tell us, yo, we about some economic challenges and some. Listen, man, artificially manufactured man-made disasters, artificially manufactured so that you believe that they winners and you're perpetual losers. And I'm showing you who telling you this lie. Then I'm gonna show you what they do, what they've been doing in Chicagoland, and what I've been doing because they let me see it. When I saw what Dave Graham and them sitting on a 30, 40-year-old league outside of the NBA, a league, basketball, volleyball, they ain't into football. I'm adding football to it, track and field to it, because other places in the country where I'm at now, they dominating in that. We ain't consuming nothing. We creators. But Eddie Turner and them messed around and showed me in Chicagoland the same way Jay Moore and Reg Moore and them showed me in Pond Forge, which spans from New Jersey down to Philly, Maryland, into parts of Ohio. Anywhere you go in that section, talk about daily game. In my generation, listen, man, you gonna come back with the same. You go anywhere across the country, man. Because I seen what them boys was doing. We terrorized the world. Listen, man, I got on a shirt, right, of some brothers. So Eddie Turner and them was doing the same thing from Chicago at Oakwood University. This is years before. I don't get down to Oakwood till 93. Eddie Turner and them created some brothers who said we are ready and willing doing, I say, only God's service. Ready and willing doing only God's service. Remember, I'm talking to you about servants. Well done, my good and faithful servants. This says we are ready and willing doing only God's service. So all of my brothers and sisters out there in Black Greek fraternal organizations, all of my brothers and sisters out there in Black Greek fraternal organizations, once again, I say to you the same thing I said to my brothers and sisters in police and the military. Unless your service is connected to the proper, the only commander-in-chief who can say, you have been faithful over a few things, now come be ruler over many. If the Black Greek fraternal organization that you are a part of, if they have, all of them have an emblem, all of them represent a specific entity somewhere in Egypt, either they got a sphinx or they got one of them Egyptian gods, all of them. If it's a female, black female fraternity, same thing. I'm a sorority, same thing. They got a female deity that they venerating. And I'm just trying to let y'all know, listen, man, we in a time where God said, yo, during the time of ignorance, yo, I let it all go. But right now, I call all men to service. I'm looking for my servants. What is this about? My wife and I, we saw some brothers ready and willing doing only God's service. My wife and I also saw a family group. That's what Pond Forge Academy is built on, a family group. A lion pride, the Lion King of Kings pride. That's where we go. Finishing school, Special Forces. Quiet, it's the quiet Special Forces finishing school. The U.S., they're going to send you to West Point. They're going to send you to West Point when they want to groom their generals to come out and lead their armies. Well, when we want to be groomed to lead the commander-in-chief's army to serve, we go to that spot, the East Point. So my wife and I, we went to these places when we were starting our family, we chose organizations that we wanted to be a part of. We chose what we wanted to represent. Consciously. Everywhere we went, it ain't arbitrary. And we chose, why? Because of the fruit. Kevin Lacey, what up, boy? We chose to be royal. Because lions can't roll with wild dog hyenas. Lions and lionesses don't run with the hyenas. So when I get down to Oakwood and I see brothers flying in the rafters, for 120 years, when I see cats for 120 years representing in the promised land, being leaders and not followers, so I got a problem in 2019 when all I see is tails. We don't know nothing about no tail. We don't know nothing about tails. I'm gonna tell you where tails come from. I'm gonna show you where tails come from. Now I'm gonna let y'all know what we was talking about with Eddie Turner and them. Then I'm gonna show you the gold mine and what we supposed to do about these slums. All right? Ain't gonna be long. Quick. Ain't gonna be long. Y'all ready? This says 6 corporations. How many? 6. 6 corporations, 6 business entities control 90%. Listen to me. 6 corporations control 90% of the media in the U.S. 6. You can't get fair and balanced, nothing. You can't get objective. You can't get truth. You can't get knowledge. You can't get wisdom. You can't get power. You can't get thus saith the Lord. All you can get is lying lips, which are an abomination to the Lord. That's it. 90% of the media is lying lips or abomination to the Lord. Period. Period. No ifs, ands, buts. If he said, yo, by beholding we become changed, they said, okay, we're going to be in the business of making sure that they behold the counterfeit. And they think that the counterfeit is authentic and genuine. You want to know who the 6 are? With so many channels to surf through and so many great programming, why can't we find anything to watch? 90% of what we watch, listen to, and read is owned by 6 companies. So they don't just own, they own all media. These same 6 families. They own the news networks. They own the film, motion picture studios. They own the record label industries. They own the 6 banks. Those are the 4 corners that they have you locked in. The news, which includes your newspapers, your magazines, everything. Your news, 6 that own all motion pictures. So that includes your cable stations, your everything. Every television programming, it's the same 6 families. They control the news. They control the television industry, which includes Hollywood. They control the 6 banks. And they control the 6 record label industries. The music, the images also include fashion. That's why they have A list and B list. That's why they have red carpets attached to it. It's all the same. 6 families control everything. The fashion, everything. The banking, the fashion, the music, the television, the media. So when I say, what is your plan for the slums? If you don't have a plan to take back control, listen, man, you ain't even in the game. You're not even in the game. You're not even a contributor. You're fooling yourself. You're lying to your kids. You're lying to yourself. It ain't the way to go. And I'm trying to tell y'all, based off of the way that the king walked on the earth. First thing he hit was the banking system. Turned over the tables of the money changers. Y'all want to do, listen, man, I'm talking directly to Pond Forge. I'm talking directly to Oakwood. I'm talking to all y'all who want to be Christians. I'm talking to all y'all who talking about gospel. Y'all ain't doing gospel. You're playing yourself. Stop it. Because if you want to do gospel, you would do what wins. All we know how to do is win. We see what works. We do it. That's gospel. And then they label us as the thugs, the outcasts. Listen, all my life, going through Pond Forge and all, they label, yo, this nigga from Trent. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. You can't be in the city that I'm in and not know the work that our organization does. My wife's fruit and legacy speak for themselves. I'm just a servant. I just do the heavy lifting. I don't ask no questions. I don't nothing. She tossed the lobs, I go get. I'm the finisher, period. When you see me, it's muscle. Spiritual muscle, that's it. That's it. 6 families. I'm gonna give it to you. This infographic is not completely up to date, right? It says the illusion of choice. The illusion of choice. Media has never been more consolidated. 6 media giants now control a staggering 90% of what we watch, read, and listen. Check it out. Check it out. If you love CNN, if you believe MSNBC, they got you. I just want you to know. If you like, yo, I don't deal with the Wall Street Journal, that's that conservative, da, da, da. I read the USA Today. I'm progressive. No, you're a clown. GE owns, that's right, GE, the light bulb company, GE owns Comcast, NBC, oh yeah, NBC, Universal Pictures, Focus Features, so that's also when it says NBC, that's MSNBC. And all 6 of these companies are families. This is like one parent had 6 tuplets. These are twin entities. One parent had 6 tuplets. So NBC belongs to GE. So News Corp. Who has News Corp? What does News Corp own? Fox. Alright. This is the British invasion. Y'all love Queen Elizabeth II. And whenever her children have a wedding, y'all declare that's your royals. Y'all claim them as your royals. Instead of coronating your children. Instead of claiming your throne, you want to acknowledge a counterfeit. Alright. And that same counterfeit. The same ones that came over here talk about, yo, let's keep the plantation system and let's go to war to keep the plantation system. And then we're going to set up the Fox Searchlight Pictures, Fox News Network, to perpetually promote that same agenda and narrative forever. Fox, that's them British. Rupert Murdoch. Rupert Murdoch owns Fox. Great Britain's elite upper crust of Great Britain. Fox. Wall Street Journal. New York Post. Come on, man. Wall Street Journal, New York Post, they both owned by Rupert Murdoch. Are you going to get a different picture from the Wall Street Journal and the New York Post? It's the same dude. Disney. Okay. What? Yeah. Disney. Why do you think every single championship team, we're going to Disney World? You think that plug? Listen, man. Disney been programming the babies. Disney been programming your babies since they come out the womb. This is why. They a part of the six. Disney. Who does Disney own? ABC. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Disney owns ABC? So when Fox News is doing their news broadcast and ABC is doing their news broadcast, and ABC is giving you the Democratic point of view, and Fox News is giving you the conservative point of view, and ABC is giving you the story on the Democratic nomination, and they it's called the Hegelian science, man. The Europeans been doing it to y'all for the door. Our people just so gullible, man. So what I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm really just trying to tell y'all that, listen, the stories that they paint are not the actual reality which are on the street. And if we would actually just do the blueprint that works, then we will be able to change the actual outcome and still produce the same outcomes that have always been produced when we serve. Ready and willing, doing only God's service. Serve. So we got a new term that we do our joint in, because we taking back the images. So we flip the script on Hollywood. So we take all of they pictures that they use to program, like Slumdog Millionaires. Slumdog Millionaires is perfect. It's the perfect model to flip. Because the currency that you get from service is not millionaire, it's HAVILLIONAIRE. Alright, so from Slumdog Millionaire, flip it, Slumdog HAVILLIONAIRE. So I'm going to show you what that look like. I'm going to show you the other six. So Disney owns ABC. Disney owns ESPN. ABC, ESPN, owned by Disney. ABC and ESPN, owned by Disney. So what you getting on ESPN? And what you getting on Fox Sports Network? It's the same. For the individual to even show up on ESPN as a commentator, they got to go through, jump through the hoops, just like the same thing that the actors got to do to on a couch to get into the movies in Hollywood. It's the same thing. It's the same families, y'all. This is why the gold mine, I'm trying to tell y'all, the gold mine, the reality, the real, where ain't no acting going on, where ain't no faking, where individuals not being controlled by the puppet masters. All of that real, raw talent is out in the streets. All of the real God-given abilities is out here. Disney owns ABC, ESPN, Pixar, Miramax, and Marvel Studios. Wakanda. Y'all, Wakanda forever. They call Atlanta the Wakanda, the Black Wakanda. Yeah, alright. Disney created Wakanda. Disney created it. It's the same ones that put all the subliminal messaging in babies' movies. Clouds is drawing sex and all that in Aladdin. Like, are y'all serious? Magic, 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 magic. Harry Potter, Harry Potter, Harry Potter. Magic, magic, magic. Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings. This wizard against that wizard, and that wizard against this wizard, and from the time they come out the womb. And then y'all wonder why they say it's a term, it's one of the fastest growing in the U.S. is people who identify with being witches. I lie to you not. It ain't no coincidence. By beholding, you become changed. It's no coincidence. Now, all of them cats that went through Disney Mickey Mouse Club then became super pop stars. Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, Drake. Y'all want to talk about coincidence? It ain't no coincidence. These 6 families control everything. The records, the banks, the film, the news, media. All 6 of them. Documented. 90% of all of it. Then when you go to Viacom owns MTV, Nickelodeon, BET. Y'all funny, yo. Y'all funny. Y'all funny. We gonna go watch our people. We gonna leave MTV and VH1. The same dudes that own MTV and VH1 own BET. The same dudes. Country Music Television, CMT. So the Country Music Awards, the Hip Hop Music Awards, the Grammys, they all controlled by these same 6 individuals. So to get bread, I'm talking about daily bread, y'all. This is what I'm getting to. Give us this day our daily bread. So the ones who get to eat are the ones that bind themselves to these individuals' organizations. And they have a meticulous process that you got to go through on a casting couch or news broadcast room or whatever. Even if you are an athlete, to get their teams and join their leagues and sign their contract. It's a meticulous process. And so everybody else who is not going through the process, they discard as waste. Consume. What does Holocaust mean? Burnt offering. To consume. The worship of the god Molech is to offer individuals as a burnt offering to Molech. If you ain't a part of our priesthood, if you ain't a part of our occult worship system, then you're a sacrifice of our occult worship system. Projects. What is your plan for the slums? What is your plan for the captive? What is your plan for the downtrodden in the highways and the byways? To my children, PFA class of 2015, PFA class of 2017. Now, other individuals may have an excuse. Other individuals who've not seen what you've seen, who've not been exposed to what you've been exposed to. And I've told you the story countless times of how standing on the blocks in Trenton, New Jersey, standing on the blocks in Trenton, New Jersey, with the older cousin, Donald Roberson, whose mother went to Pine Forge, got pregnant at Pine Forge, had to leave Pine Forge, and had Donald Roberson, Sandra Red. Yeah, I'm talking about the other side of the tracks. Adventists love to, y'all love to promote this elitism. We got the pedigree from the other side of the tracks going back to 66 at Pine Forge Academy. Class of 1966. Cynthia Mason. We got the pedigree from the other side of the tracks. We don't need nobody to acknowledge us. We don't need, nah. I just made sure that my people's not forgotten. And we just made sure. And we go back to the streets and we make sure, yo, this family from Trenton, New Jersey has gone up to this place to make sure that we come back and we serve the rest of y'all in Trenton that can't go and matriculate through them halls. And when it went bad for Sandra Red, because it went bad. It went bad. For her and her husband, Don's parents, it was all the way bad. You know, where I come from, we love heroin addicts. Where I come from, we love heroin addicts all day, every day. I was raised by heroin addicts. When my sister went off to Pine Forge Academy, Sandra Red became my roommate. When my grandma was trying to get her off the streets. Yeah, that's how we get at. See, because my grandmother was hit with certain blessings from walking the walk. And even though her sister, Betty Red, Sandra's mother, was walking the walk. Sometimes the sheep go astray, but the word say you train them up in the way that they should go, that when they is old, they will not depart. Meaning, listen, they may hit a detour. They may hit a detour. But if you faithful and grateful, you could cover them. So as Sandra was trying to kick heroin addiction, Terry Leggett went to Pine Forge Academy. Sandra Red became my roommate. And when Sandra Red's son, Donald Roberson, and when her other younger son, Sean Roberson, was in the streets heavy, selling coke and heroin, and doing coke and everything, I had a choice to make once again. Don and Sean was raised around drug dealing and drug selling. That's what they mom and they pop, who we all love. But that's what they did. So when Don and them was selling coke and heroin, I knew as Frank and Bev's son, yo, Frank and Bev ain't on that. So if we gonna keep it real like everybody used to talk about in them days, keeping it real. You gotta keep it real, homie. What was real to Don and what's real to Damon is two totally different. Listen, what's real in our home and what's real in this home, this thus saith the Lord in his home. Now Don was one of the nastiest hoopers that I knew. So I took what I could take from Don. And if I was keeping it real, I had to leave what I had to leave from Don. And I had to make a choice. Yo, I'm going to represent to the fullest of what I know. I know these streets. But I know that my father was exposed to these same streets. My mom was exposed to these same streets. And they made a choice. So, if I'm under their birthright, I got to make them same choices. So, to my children. You've been able to see stuff that your peoples who don't go through them halls, they ain't been able to see. And then you've been able to see stuff for the people who've been through them halls, who don't know nothing about service, they ain't been able to see. Them people at Pine Forge and Oakwood who don't know nothing about service, who been to them halls and received all of them blessings. And they running around the world confused about what their purpose is and what they supposed to do. Talk about enter to learn, depart to serve. How you wondering about what your purpose is? How after Bell Tower Ministries, how after Break the Cycle, how anybody going through them places wondering? What's crazy about Eddie Turner is Brian McKnight is one of his right-hand men. And what's crazy about the R.A.W.D.O.G.S, Eddie Turner is one of the founders of the R.A.W.D.O.G.S at Oakwood University. David Graham is one of the founders of the R.A.W.D.O.G.S. For those of y'all who don't know, the historically black university called the Oaks, there's a, just like any other institution, there are campus organizations. And one of the very first campus organizations to be founded was the brothers who said they are ready and willing doing only God's service. There are other groups there. There's a basketball fraternity there for the cats who was on the basketball team. My sister Terry Lynn Legette pledged hats off to my peoples too. I mean, I could have went either way. The Gammas is my peoples because my older sister is a Sapphire. And all of my peoples who left Pine Forge, and we got, man, I got hordes of people who joined that organization. I'm just letting y'all know there's an organization. But when I saw that there was brothers who, like Eddie Turner, was going in the communities and could step onto a inner city basketball court, speak the language of the people, and take over. I identified that with that because that's what I do. That's what I do. And then on top of that, you say you ready and willing doing only God's service. Sign me up, yo. That's all I know. That's all I know from my pops. Ready and willing. Ready and willing. So, if any of the organizations from our institution, if anybody has ever gotten confused, if anybody has gotten confused, and if anybody is following, I'm here to help y'all out. There's no confusion. None. Sometimes people get away from a blueprint. Sometimes people try and get cute. People try new things and go in new directions. But I'm a firm believer. If you winning championships, we run with cats like Floyd Money Mayweather. Literally. Right now. And the great thing about Floyd Money Mayweather is, first of all, he didn't let these 6 families say that the system that we set up is the only system and the only route that you have to go in. Yeah, he signed with Top Rank Boxing. Y'all better listen to him. Yeah, he signed with Top Rank Boxing. After the Olympics, robbed him. They gave him a silver medal in the Olympics. And he smashed everybody. Once again, I'm talking about fake. This whole system is fake. The Olympics, they NBA, they NFL, the real talent is in the streets. They NCAA, they all of that. I know. I went to the CFL and I got boys off the streets of Chicago. And I put them in that league, and we went all over Detroit. We went all over Chicago. We went all over Michigan. We went all over Milwaukee. We went all over Indiana, everywhere. Killing. These are the same shorties they told couldn't make Proviso East High School team. Proviso West. That had just cranked out. Michael Finley, Corey McGetty, Shannon Brown. These is all NBA. All of these shorties in this community in Chicago like, yo, we can play on that level too. And the high school's like, nah, we only take a 12 of y'all, 14 of y'all. And they make crazy money off of the 12 spread out. Some of the best hoopers in the world and in the country come from Chi-Town. Do you know how many thousands they leave on the blocks for us? And we the only ones smart enough to say, yo, if they could put together 6 entities to control banking, motion pictures, media, record, we got the best musicians in the world. This is why I said something about Take 6. Understand? So, Eddie Turner, my right-hand man, Eddie Turner, Dave Graham. The thing I love about Dave Graham is he been in the game married 20 plus years. The thing that separates us from these fakers is the everlasting covenant. Y'all think it's y'all gospel? Y'all. Dave Graham, 22 plus years in the game. Me and my wife, 26 plus years in the game. And we've combined these two elements of our everlasting covenant through our birth, my wife's birthright blessing, my first fruits blessing. When we put that marriage covenant together, and then we looked at the talents that we had. My wife is a hooper, basketball. My wife, volleyball player. Guess we hold court in our community. We go to the blacktop and we hold court. You king, you queen, all right, prove it, homie. Ain't no just do it. It's just prove it where we come from. Y'all let them fake and they put brands on it, whatever. But we coming to tell y'all, they can launch networks. Hollywood Studios, we launching the networks in these same areas. The banking, the media production. We done already made the investments, the tangible, the long-term investments. Now we just reaping the harvest. We done already gone and done the film school. We done already done the script writing. We done already did the recording arts. We done already did all of it. It's done. My pop's doubling back to do broadcasting in the fall. It's done. The leagues is done. Left Chicago, created our own league down here in Orlando. It's already proven. Once again, to my children. Them other kids can run around here and act like they don't know what time it is. You cannot. You seen Uncle E.T. go from nothing to multi-millionaire. How you run around here acting like you don't know what time it is? How you want to run around here acting like you got to try and figure out what your purpose is? How you run around here trying to figure out what you going to do? Income? What? Income? From trash can to multi-millionaire, you show me where else is happening at. Show me where else they doing it at. Launching brands from nothing? Launching fashion empires from nothing? A job? What's that? That's what they want. That's what they offer you. The 6 families offer you jobs to keep promoting their banks, to keep promoting their films, to keep promoting their music, their rap niggas. What's your plan for the slums? Keep perpetuating? I showed you. 87-year-old Clive Davis. Then he comes out to shame all of the people that y'all elevate, to shame Bill Cosby and all of them, to shame Russell Simmons and all of them. Now this Me Too movement, they got all of your people that you look up to coming out and yeah, we sexually assault. And then he come out like, yeah, by the way, I'm bisexual too. I was sexually assaulting all of them. Your Quincy Joneses, your Puff Daddies. For real? That's the only reason why Clive Davis. So they shame Bill Cosby. They shame Russell Simmons. They gonna shame Jay-Z down the road when they don't need him no more. When they finish using him to get your children to follow him, then they gonna throw him away and expose him for what he is. We're exposing these clowns already in the door. So Time Warner owns CNN, owns HBO, owns Time Magazine, and Warner Brothers Pictures, and then CBS owns Showtime, the Smithsonian. Understand CBS, Columbia Broadcast Service. Now watch what I show you with Columbia. CBS owns the Smithsonian. Understand. Jay-Z and Beyonce. Jay-Z took Beyonce to the Smithsonian. First, they went to the Louvre, and where they got the Mona Lisa. So he takes his queen. He takes his queen to the Smithsonian, to the Louvre. Now they told you that the picture of beauty is the Mona Lisa. And the creator said, let us create Elohim in our image, after our likeness. And I guarantee you, Mona Lisa don't look nothing like Eve. Eve will wipe Mona Lisa on her toilet tissue. In every way, shape, and form. But just understand where the programming comes from. CBS, what's Columbia? CBS, DC, what's DC? District of Columbia. District of Columbia. Columbia is a goddess. Everything that they do to you has been idolatrous, goddess, European goddess, and God, sun god worship. Everything that they've done to you in this fake facade of Uncle Sam's United States. Everything has been the veneration of Columbia, the veneration of Libertas. The Statue of Liberty is another goddess. Everywhere, everything they've done has been idolatry to get you to be subservient when you try and attach your citizenship to their Titanic ship. Your U.S. citizenship is attached to the anchor of the Titanic. Let me show you where we at. So I asked you, what's your plan for the Jordan project? Here go our plan.
What's that? Oh man, we just hanging, man. You already know, man. We on that marathon shit. Film the documentary on the second. Watch all the way to all the way out to that part.
From the east to the west, baby. Y'all know what it is. It continues.
Yeah.
The victory lap still continues.
What's this right here, man?
Marathon.
Man, we're in a project, man, getting missed.
Y'all older people might not know. But all of them shorties, they know what time it is.
Right, the project kills. Get no better than that. Yeah.
It's the main man, Nipsey Hussle. Y'all older people might not know. But our peoples know. Neighborhood Nip, we out here, Grape Street.
Y'all know where we at. Georgia. Yeah. It's like 20 year nigga, man. We like 20 plus, man. We been around. We done went to markets.
So they telling you, Nip been around for 20 years, coming through, telling Grape Street, this is Jordan Projects, giving them a plan. So understand, when Nip was coming and telling the people about, they asked Nip in an interview, yo, son, these shorties, they done seen you get off the block, stop hustling. They done seen you sell all your cars, all your jewelry, give up all of the corners that you was hustling on, put yourself on an allowance of 20, literally, put yourself on an allowance of $20 a day to eat, smoke, whatever, and just grind it on the talent on his music. He used music. We use basketball. We use football. We use volleyball. We use track and field. We use music. We use drama and performing arts. I'm not talking about any old drama and performing arts. The #1 drama and performing arts club in the world, high school age, African Americans, that's us. Creative arts, phase 1, that's us. That's our legacy. Palm Forge Academy, creative arts, my children did the same thing that me and their mom did at the same institution, writing all of the plays, all of this. Joel Johnson, shout out to Joel Johnson, shout out to his son R.A.W.D.O.G.S, who is continuing the same performing arts at the same institution. In the world, they go to Juilliard. They go to Juilliard. There's a college in New York called Juilliard for the arts, where they go to do performance arts, singing, playing music, acting. All of the Broadway people, they go to Juilliard, they go straight to Broadway. All of the people who, listen, but for us, we go to the Forge. Then we go to Oakwood. Choir of the World, 2 years running. Choir of the World. I ain't talking about second best in nothing I'm talking about. Not the sports, not the drama, not the performing arts, but because our people have been programmed to follow. So we the only family out here who see all these resources. We the only ones who've been like, okay, we're going to make the sacrifice. We're going to invest. We're going to go build the studios. My pops did it first. I'm going to put myself through New York Film Academy. That ain't good enough. I'm going to go back and get my directorial from the best film school in the world, Full Sail University. But before I'm going to go, I'm going to tell my son about it. Yo, I got these churches up here. But yo, you say you want to do that music thing. You say you got that group Alienation. Millennium just died. Your producer just died. What you going to do, homie? You know what? You right, yo. That's why we left Chicago. That's why we left Chicago. They had an institution where I can get a master's in 3 years instead of 7. Become an audio engineer and then get a master's in business on top of that in 3 years instead of 7 years. We had to do it. Did we stop have life coaching, meaning going into the highways and the byways and telling them, yo, you can transform from low life to have life? Did we stop using our talents to recreate? No, we coached even more teams down here. And the crazy thing is, Chicago already had a league. Florida ain't had that. So I had to create a league myself. I had to take cats from the wrong side of the track. They had a league. They had some little Christian schools that played basketball and volleyball against each other in Orlando, Florida. So I did the same thing that I did in Chicago. I went to the hood, got some shorties, then partnered up with the local Christian church there and like, yo, I want to put these shorties in that league. Boom. We back on again. Boom. We back on again. But what's your plan for the slums? Yo, E.T. Yo, you coming up every Tuesday and Thursday to the Milwaukee City Public School System, driving from Huntsville, Alabama to Milwaukee every Tuesday and Thursday. Driving. Oh yeah, it's all glamorous now, y'all see E.T. It's glamorous. Thank God it's Monday. It's all glamorous. This is before YouTube days. How many people was grinding with him when he driving there and back to help the high schoolers make the transition, not drop out, not become a statistic, because he understands 85% of those who drop out of high school will end up in prison. What's your plan for the slums? Our plan, if you gonna drive up, I'm gonna drive down. You gonna drive up from Huntsville to Milwaukee, I'm gonna drive down from Chicago to Milwaukee. Besides being in school, besides working full time, besides having my own mentoring programs where I got shorties that I coach in the CFL from October to May, and I'm taking them off the streets, I'm going to come down and meet you in Milwaukee, break cycles in Milwaukee. It's called an investment. Because I knew that this day was going to come where we're going to be able to connect the dots between Milwaukee, Chicago, Trenton, Brooklyn, Philly, Compton. And what happens? 2006, 2005, before 2006, 2003. Joey Kimball was dead. Take 6. Yo, you break the cycle. Your name ringing, bro. You need to come out here to Omaha, Nebraska. We go out to Omaha, Nebraska. Shout out Joey Kimball. Take 6. Shirley Perry, Shirley D.P. Austin, Eric Walsh, Derek Green, my wife, myself, and a whole team of what he calls a family group that he brought down from Michigan State. Family group. Pine Forge and Oakwood. When I tell y'all, to whom much is given, much is required. E.T. learned the family group from watching Pucky. E.T. learned the family group from Pine Forge, Mason West. E.T. learned the family group from Oakwood. And all of y'all that matriculated through these places and have not thought to take the family group environment of the lion pride of how we adopt individuals and then we give it to the downtrodden. E.T. is the only person that I've ever seen take the family group and turn it into currency. This is what I'm here to talk to y'all about. It's tangible currency in the family group. It's tangible currency. What is the family group? The family group is the Lion King of Kings pride. And we go to the place to get introduced to the pride, and then we leave the pride to go and expand the pride lands. Our people go to them institutions and disappear into the so-called fake world that these 6 families have created for y'all to chase. Y'all chasing Ivy League education. Y'all chasing. And who creating the mirage for you to chase? GE, News Corp, Disney, Viacom, Time Warner, CBS. When on the streets, it's my other brother from Oakwood. I'm going to show it to you. This Grape Street. I just want you to know we're using Grape Street, Jordan Down Watts, as the proxy for every project. We're just using Jordan Downs as the placeholder for every slum. What is your plan for the slum? That's Nip. Neighborhood Nip. Neighborhood Nip. Rolling with Grape Street. I'm just letting y'all see. So when this man started talking to the block about, so when Victory Lap dropped, Victory Lap, Marathon, Victory Lap album. He got a Grammy for it. Alright, he got a Grammy. Well, he was nominated for a Grammy. He didn't win a Grammy. For Album of the Year, 2018, Victory Lap. Alright? So now you center stage in hip hop, 2018. You center stage. The whole hood is watching. The whole, listen man, whole LA, whole Watts is watching. And they ask you, so what can they do with $5 grand? Yeah, all right, here we go. What would be your advice for the young people to do with $5 grand? Be like, yo, put your hands on $5 grand. Invest in some technology. He says it's a technological age. Invest in some technology. So my engineer was acting like it was rocket science. He said, man, I said move over. I told the engineer to get out the way. I had already been tinkering with computers. I had already built my own computer. So I would record and engineer and mix and master my own joint. I told him to get out the way. So $5,000, learn your skill. Get you a skill that'll make you valuable in this technological age. Learn you a skill. If that means going to school to get the skill, go to school. If you could get the skill without having to go to school, get the skill and become valuable and get the bread. Don't just chase school just to chase school because you think if you get an education, you get a good job, because the statistics say right now, 65% of those with an undergraduate and graduate degree are unemployed or underemployed. That's what the stats say. 65% of those with bachelor's and master's degrees are unemployed and underemployed after 2008-2009 recession. So when you listen to the man say, get you a skill that makes you valuable right now, that tells me, like, listen, even if you don't got $5,000, but if you have access to learning how to get skills, so we open up Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Math Lab, and we got a lab with the individuals who play in our leagues. Simultaneously, they learn how to edit film, they learn how to record, they learn how to design websites, they learn how to design mobile apps. They're in robotics competitions where they create robotics. What? What's your plan? So this one of my little nephews. This little Mattel, running back. I think he in the 9th grade now. I'm just gonna show y'all the raw potential. All right, 9th grader. So now let me show y'all something.
R.A.W.D.O.G.S, 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 that's all we hear every day. R.A.W.D.O.G.S. Why didn't you just look at us? We are twins.
I'm not getting paid to train these kids. The more kids I can train, the more kids I can teach boxing, the less chance one of them kids pick up a gun and shoot one of my kids or another kid.
We're the Brady twins and we box.
10 years old, Philly. 10 years old, Philly.
About 8:30 in the morning, we're headed to the gym. We go every Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We try to help as many kids as possible. We have an outlet, because in the city, it's Philadelphia. It's ain't for play. It's the kind of city you want to play with, you can lose your life out there.
My shorts is a flash color. When we was babies, my favorite color was blue and his favorite color was red. And then we switched.
You got an identical twin constantly pushing you every day to be better and better at what you do, you're going to advance. They're looking at you pushing you.
All the way down.
Who's your favorite fighter? Yeah, Command Hunter from the 10-year-old kid. Hard work and what? Hard work is what? Let's do it.
I like being in the bag.
With those two, it's kind of an easy situation because they push each other all day long. So there's really no push I can give them that they're not giving each other. Push.
My dad wants me to do pads with my brother. Sometimes he tells me what to do, sometimes I tell him what to do. Always be on your toes. If you're not on your toes, your punches ain't gonna be fun. Watch your back. My brother is like my coach, and it's like he's sitting there telling me what to do. He helps me learn to be better by teaching me how to throw faster punches. He always hit me with the pad, and I just make him go faster. He can't even catch up to my speed.
Fighters pick their style inside the ring. It has nothing to do with the coach. If the coach has any idea of boxing, they understand that you can't teach everybody the same way. You gotta fit the fight. It's like driving a car. So we kind of spar daily. Because if you don't spar all the time, how you know how better you get? Pay attention, okay? Up, down, hands, be first. And if you're waiting too much, box. You're smart, box. Let them be aggressive, you box. You understand? Use your legs. If you're not okay with the physical contact part about it, you're going to get punched. This is boxing. You're going to get punched. 99% of people in the world don't know what to do when they get punched in their face. They retreat to the ground, they fall. So you can't teach that. Either you got it or you don't.
The parachute gonna be all the way up in the air.
Yep. So this is their favorite part of training.
So that's the lifeblood of these communities. And we've been tapping into these lifebloods. And we've also put together a plan in place to help them overcome the economic challenges, the generational curses to poverty that have been put in place by these 6 entities, the image problems that they promote through all of the mediums that they control. So that's why we fight back with the mediums that we control, the creative arts, phase 1, dynamic praise, but then actual leagues that's not run by the AAU, that's not run by all of these organizations, that's run by us. We determine what skills are put in them. We determine what economic resources are put in their life. We determine what mentors they're exposed to. We had the #1 motivational speaker in the world these individuals, they ain't got access to the #1 motivational speaker in the world. We do. And we taking our athletes and our leagues and our coaches and our individuals with businesses who've invested, and we doubling down. And we creating the fashion brands. And we creating, they ain't not gonna wear no Nike, no Under Armour, no what? But at the same time, they are the face of the brands that they represent. They own it. This ain't the NCAA where you play for free and you don't get no revenue from your jersey. Everybody in the whole state, Alabama, come and wear the Alabama running backs jersey and you don't get no bread. EA Sports create a video game with you running all up and down the field and you don't get a dime. Alright, y'all might be cool with that, but to us that says freedom. Just own it. It's a simple competition. If I gave birth to the best in the world, and the creator of the heaven and earth made a covenant with me and my bride who gave birth to the best in the world, I'm owning it. And we go all throughout. So our plan is just to teach the slums. Just own it. We've done it in Chicago. We've done it on Orlando. We learned it when we went in them halls in Pond Ford. E.T. learned it when he came in the halls in Oakwood. And the only reason it doesn't work anywhere else is because you're not doing the game plan. So we're going to come back to our institution. And we're going to ask our brothers and sisters, oh, get on the game plan with us. Break bread. Invest in your shorties. These your shorties that they branding and labeling. It's their future that they saddling with student loan debt. Why should they be saddled with student loan debt? They're the fastest track stars in the world. They're the best basketball players in the world. The best volleyball players in the world. The best singers in the world. What, we don't know how to act? We don't know how to get in front of, you see Instagram, you see Facebook, what, we don't, y'all. Oh, Hollywood's the only one that can write a script, huh? Fox News is the only one that can broadcast something, huh? Alright, so we just letting y'all know, when we come back, be prepared to join the team. Peace.